Hi guys and welcome. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So this is more about getting organised and storing your lace or your trims. So lately I've been struggling. I've got all my lace and trims and that in a drawer and it's become quite messy. Things are getting tangled. So basically we're going to go from this to this. So just getting a little bit organised. I'll show you how to get some thickness to these cards, just some measurements, a little bit of a craft with me if you want to craft along and make these, but it is going to be a game changer for me. So I spend a fair bit of time untangling, or some threads or some trims, they become quite thready, little bits like that if you're rummaging through it. So that's sari silk, and then the threads start intertwining with your lace, and it gets a little bit messy and tangly. So this is a method I've come up with to get a little bit organised and sort myself out. So I'm going to start with, this is just an A4 size bit of craft stock. It's fairly thick anyway, but I'm going to glue two pieces together just to get that extra thickness. And then the ones I've been making are 2 3/4, and I'll put the measurement down in the description. But you can make these any size. You can make them bigger, smaller. This is just the size I'm going with, and you can even turn them into a couple of different sizes. So that one I've wound that way, and this one I've wound that way. So even the same size card, just cutting it a little bit different, and we'll go through that as well. You may already have something similar to this in place. Let me know in the comments. Would love to know what works for you. So that, I've just cut the 2 3/4 widths. Now we're going to go, I'll bring my trimmer down to show you why I go these, 4 2/16. So that's a 4-inch. The 2/16 are just two spaces either from it, and I did that just to get the maximum amount out of my cardstock, but you can make them as long as you like. Now we have a piece left over, so we get 2 out of the one length. Don't throw them away, because we're going to make these cards with them as well. Because sometimes we only have 1 meter or so of the lace that we've got, not enough to warrant using one whole card on. I even go to putting 3 on the one piece as well, so you can maximize the space for your lace and minimize how many of the cards that you have to make. We'll just do one more sheet. So 2 3/4 strips on an A4 piece of cardstock. And this craft card you can get in various thicknesses. So this one is a 250 GSM from memory. But if you don't have the thick card, don't worry, just do extra layers, because you want it fairly thick, because you're going to be using it a fair bit. And you don't want it folding up as you're rummaging through your drawers. So you basically get 3 cards because we're gluing them together. You might think that that's thick enough for you. That's entirely up to you. You may not want to glue these together, but I actually like the extra thickness to them. So I've got one here. So if I go like that, that's glued together. If I go like that, you can see that the extra body's worth it. Alright, so we're just going to glue those together. I'll just get my glue sheet. I just use glue stick for this, guys. Because it's fast and you can get it right to the edge and you can get an even amount of glue over the surface. Quick and easy. This is timely too because I've got some more lace on order, so it's due to come in the next couple of days. So I'm just going to get into the habit when it comes in. I grab one of these cards, wind it before I even put it away. You could add pattern paper onto these if you wanted to jazz them up a little bit. You could do some collage on them. I actually just like the plain colour of the craft cardstock, just to highlight my laces. You could do it in cream, white, black, any colour really. You can see it's a very quick process to glue them together. It's just a really simple, basic technique, but the benefit to me of having these organised, like I said, is a game changer. I don't know whether I'm going to then put them in a bag of some sort. I guess that will be trial and error. At the moment I just like having them organised, and I've taped the ends down with a bit of masking tape at the back just to keep them tidy, because masking tape's a bit like washi. It won't leave a sticky residue on your lace and it re-sticks. So that's our big cards. Now just with the scraps, like I said, don't throw anything away. These are smaller, but you're still going to use them. They're a good size for your smaller lengths of lace. You can see how quick the process is, and the cutting's quick too. I just freehand the cutting once you've done it a couple of times, so you can probably practice on a bit of scrap if you wanted to. Entirely up to you. So I've got one cut here, and I'll show you all I did. Get rid of my glue page, it's getting quite sticky. So you would let the glue dry or adhere a little bit. I've put some dried ones on top of these piles just so I can show you the process of what I do. So I just go in a little bit in from there. However much you want to is up to you. I like to bring it out fairly close. Go on a bit of an angle in about 1/4 of an inch, and then turn, and then turn up the other side, so you can get it's pretty close. It doesn't matter if you're out a little bit, and like I said, a little bit of practice. I've probably done about 10 of these yesterday when I was playing around with the idea. You could draw the template on if you want to. I actually don't like any marks or lines left on when you do that. You could use a pencil and rub it out. But as you can see, it's not hard. So pack your perfection demons away and just freehand it like this. You can get, I come up with this idea because I also make jewellery, and I bought some bracelet demonstration cards, a little bit similar to this. So yes, I could have probably used those, but I wanted to make some myself. And handmade's always better. And with handmade, you know, if you run out or you need an extra one, you can always whip it up. So I'm going to do a couple up each end like this for the wider trims that I have, that I want to keep nice and flat, and have a longer width before it bends. So in that case, you could make these longer as well. Like I said, you would make these to suit whatever project that you're doing, whatever lace you've got. Sometimes the lace might determine how you cut them or how big you make them. I would love to know if you guys have a go at this. You know, put it in the comments. And how far down you go just determines on how much you can fit as far as lace goes. If you only ever buy, say, 1 meter at a time of your lace, then you don't need to go that deep. So these are the smaller ones. You can cut on the ends like that, the same as the other ones, like that, or we can cut the long side. I'll just do a couple more, and then we might wind some sari silk on there. Let's do one more. I can cut the rest off camera. I just wanted to show you how easy it is. If you've got a square punch, you could punch, you know, half there and half there, similar to like when we use a round punch and we do the tab effect. I did originally think of using a round punch, but it just wouldn't give you the consistency or the flat edge there to be able to roll your lace on properly. So I went with the freehanding. All right, so if we grab a bit of lace, let's use this one. So what I do, I just sticky tape the tail as a starter just to hold it in place, and then you just wind it on. And then I just put the end off to the side there, and then I just get a little bit of masking tape. Only has to be a little bit. And then I put it on the trim and just off on the edge of your card, just to hold it in place. So that's that one done. Let's have a look at this sari silk, and let's wind this on. This is beautiful, this sari silk. I must get some of this back in my shop. I've nearly sold out of all my saris. This is a good way too of, you know, getting things a little bit flat again if they've sort of screwed too much into a ball or a tie. So if you want to, you know, you want more of a flatter surface to put on your clusters or your tags, this will just hold it out. You can pull your threads. They're the threads I was telling you about that catches on everything in my drawer and was just knotting everything together. It was becoming a bit of a nightmare. This is a really grungy sari silk. It's just beautiful. You do this with any of you know, your butcher's twine, your strings, your cords, anything that you think needs tidying up, and just getting a little bit more organized and easy to find too. So, you know, sometimes if it's a big pile of just strands and strands of stuff, you miss out on what's actually there. You're rummaging through and you're not picking one item up at a time. And then just a little bit of masking tape. You know, you could put a clip on there if you wanted to, rather than the masking tape. But I actually like the masking tape. I find it works well. This is a bit of orange lace I bought. So I went to it's a big fabric place, but they're sort of old school. They've got some really beautiful vintage laces and that. You just got to rummage through. They have these big sale tables. This is not vintage, but some of them you can tell by the cards that they're on that they're, you know, 20 plus years old. Which is vintage if you're buying it new, in my eyes. Oh, I've used sticky tape there. I don't want sticky tape. Okay, we'll do one more. This is only a small piece, so we're going to load this one off to the side so we can put other trims on there as well. So like I said, sometimes we only buy a piece, you know, it might be expensive as to why we only buy 1 or 2 meters of it. So this way we can put another one over the side, like that we do. But you know, if you've got twine like this beautiful twine that I have, then definitely put it on here as well. I've got this beautiful, and I'll show you the green that I wound. I won't put you through the pain of winding this because you've got to, I have to flatten it out like that, because I like to put it just under words and sayings and things like that. But that's the green. You can see that I've flattened it out rather than it being really curled like that. So it's definitely worthwhile exercise of doing it. I've got wider ones that I will wind on as well. But yeah, just look, guys, I hope you got a lot out of today. Like I said, it's a fairly simple technique. You may have seen it before. You may be already doing something similar to that. Would love to know in the comments on how you store your laces and trims. But this is what I've come up with for mine. And like I said, I think it's going to be a game changer for me, because I can just grab a card now, undo the masking tape, cut off what I want, re-masking tape it back and put it back in the drawer. So thanks, guys. If you've liked this video, please hit like. I would love you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.